Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Pearson Airport Explorers Camp. This is the second last camp of our winter spring camps, and thanks to all of those of you who've joined us. For those of you who are new timers to the Airport Explorers Camp today, welcome. And you can become an official Airport Explorers Club member by joining up on our website. But don't worry, we'll put up the website address in a minute. So as an official member, we'll provide you with more fun activities and insider information. So make sure you sign up. And all of our camp dates are posted on our website, so you can register there for upcoming camps. And so we can make sure we keep a spot open for you. So before we talk about where you can go from Toronto Pearson Airport, I want to say hi to a couple of my friends who'll be helping me today. My name's Catherine. I'll be your host today, and I'm on the one on the top left corner. And arguably, although my friends are going to argue about this, I have the best job at the airport. And what I do is I get to go out and meet with community members and talk about all the great things that we do at the airport. So, and Ruba, can you figure out a much better day or to spend than going to the camp on a rainy day like this?
Definitely not, Catherine. Camp day is definitely my favorite day of the month. And hello, everybody. My name is Ruba. I'm the one to the top right hand corner, top right corner hand of your screen. I would argue with Catherine, of course, about the job. Catherine, you have a great job, but it's not the best job because I have the best job at the airport. What I do is I manage community investment, which means that I get to work with some incredible community organizations that work tirelessly to support our community surrounding the airport, especially when it comes to their efforts to find people good and meaningful jobs.
Yeah, that's a really good job, Ruba. It is.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is.
But enough about me. I'm going to hand it over to a great friend of mine, Hayes.
Good afternoon, explorers. I'm Hayes. I think I do have the best job, and clearly my job is just blinding everyone else because I'm the only one not wearing sunglasses. So I'm a senior officer in noise management at Toronto Pearson, and what that really means is we work together with all our wonderful partners at Pearson Airport to make sure that our flight operations are as quiet as possible for our neighbors that are living around the airport. Kathy, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
I sure can, Hayes. My name is Kathy, and I'm the person to the right bottom of the screen. And I think I have the best job. Because I'm going to be speaking the last about what we do. So I'm going to say I love the Pearson Airport Explorers Club, and I love working on this program for you guys. So I hope you have fun today.
Thanks, friends. And so we all like working together with each other. We have a lot of fun, and we're super, super lucky because we get to join you each month at our Pearson Airport Explorers Camp. So as I was saying earlier, I'm going to leave this slide up a bit. So for those of you who are new, you can take down a pencil or a crayon or whatever and a pen and write down our email address. So it's trafficcontrol@airportexplorer.club. And then we have our website, airportexplorer.club. So the reason I'm asking you to send this stuff, write this stuff down is we have a special activity at the end of our camp today. And we're going to ask you to complete it and send your work to us. But there's other reasons why we want you to keep this information handy. So Kathy, can you tell our airport explorers why it's a good idea to get this information down and why it's a good idea for them to send in their work?
I sure can, Catherine. Airport explorers, everyone, and I mean everyone, should send in their work because when you send your work to us to trafficcontrol@airportexplorer.club, your name will be put into a draw to win some really cool and fantastic prizes, such as an Airport Explorer Club hat, a t-shirt that has Pearson Airport Explorer on it, or a 100-piece jigsaw puzzle. And if you join us for all our camps this winter and spring, and you send in your finished activity that's assigned at the end of each camp, your name will be put into a draw for a chance to win a Chromebook. And I'm sure now with online school, everybody needs a Chromebook. So, Airport Explorers, The draw for the Chromebook will be on Friday, July 9th, and we'll email the lucky winner of the Chromebook shortly just after that. We'll also be contacting all of our winners of hats and t-shirts and jigsaw puzzles. So make sure to remember to send in your work. Catherine, can you let our explorers in on some of the activities we did in our last camp?
Oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, I wasn't at last camp because I was sick. And so
that's right.
I know. And I really love the activity that you did last week, or last camp, right? You the activity was to build your own kite. So I don't really want to get into too many details about the exact process, because I want our explorers to check out the activities themselves on the website. But I can tell you, I had a great time putting that kite together. And Case, I know you had a favorite activity. Do you want to share that with our explorers?
Sure do, Catherine. Well, I just really love working with my hands, and I like to get handy. So I really like to build those tin can telephones. That was a lot of fun to do. And I really enjoyed our camp on Welcome to Canada as well. I was just thinking about all the things I brought with me when I came to Canada just over 5 years ago. And I like to think that I've added to Canada's culture by bringing in some things that are distinctly from Belgium, such as delicious foods like chocolate or speculoos, and my love for football, or like they call it in North America, soccer.
Oh my gosh. How do you say that again? Speculoos?
Speculoos.
I love those. Those are those spicy cookies, right?
Oh, they're delicious, Catherine.
Oh, I'm so glad you came to Canada and brought those cookies. And explorers, if you want to see some of the cool work that our airport explorers have done, you can see it on our website. We have a section called Explorers at Work. And when explorers send in their work to us, we put it online, and maybe you'll see your work there too. And Kathy, I know you have a cool activity planned for us today, don't you?
I always do, don't I? Of course I do. I have the best activities for airport explorers.
Like ever. And Ruba, can you tell our airport explorers what else they can find on our website?
Oh, I sure can. There are lots of cool things on our website, airportexplorer.club. We have mazes and games that you can play. There will be instructions that can help you build your own plane, or even, like we said, a kite. We've seen some fantastic kites. And we have some interviews in our airtime section with a pilot, an astronaut, and a few of the people who work at Toronto Pearson. So be sure to check it all out. Our previous camps were all recorded, just like we are doing today. So be sure to check them out online. And also, don't forget to tell your friends and family that they can watch our camps as well. We'd love to have them.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Thanks for that important information. So I'm going to just show you, explorers, see some of the fun things that you can win. I'm actually wearing my Airport Explorers hat right now. There's the hat, there's the t-shirt, there's the puzzle. And when you become an official Airport Explorer member, we'll send you your own little card or your certificate that you can sign your name at the bottom, and then you become an official member. So before I hand this over to Yace, I'm going to tell you how today's camp's going to roll out. So first of all, we're going to look at this presentation, and because we're in lockdown, and we thought we'd virtually show you some places that you could visit once the lockdown's done, and just give you some ideas. And as we go through the presentation, we're going to give you some clues that will help you later on when we play trivia. And then maybe we'll watch an amazing video. I'm looking right now. My system says I have some issues with my sound, so we might not get to that, but we'll try to. But after the video, we'll play some trivia. And again, pay attention to some of the clues, and then we will answer some of the questions that were sent in to by our Airport Explorer members last month. So unfortunately, we can't answer any of the questions that you'll send us in the chat box, but we promise to answer them in the upcoming May camp if you send that in along with your work. And then, of course, we'll end our time with Kathy, who will walk you through an activity that gets our explorers thinking and planning an itinerary. We'll explain what that means later, and scheduled to show a friend around the area's Toronto. So, Yace, are you ready to go?
I'm sitting on the tip of my chair, Catherine. I am definitely ready to go. So Airport Explorers, let's have a look at today's presentation, and it's called Where You Can Go from Toronto Pearson. And of course, there's so many places we can go. So let's pretend that you've arrived from another country or another place in Canada to Toronto Pearson. That's really cool. And now what? We're getting off the plane, and that probably wasn't the end of your journey. The airport is a really nice place, but there are so many other things to see and to do once you step out of the doors of one of our terminals. And let's explore some of the amazing destinations and attractions that are near Toronto Pearson. And even if you're from Toronto, you might learn about some place you've never heard about or even never visited before.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this because I want to start thinking about things that we can do once we can be out and about. And I'm hoping you're going to give me some good ideas, Yes.
Yeah, and Catherine, it's not because we can't do those things now that we can't get excited about them already, right?
It's true. It's true.
So it's all about location, location, location. So the airport is right next to the neighborhoods of Brampton and Mississauga, and it's also on the west side of Toronto, which of course is Canada's largest city and the capital of the province of Ontario. And we have a really neat train called the Union Pearson Express that can take you from the airport to the heart of Toronto in just 25 minutes. Yes, Airport Explorers, it just takes 25 minutes.
Have you been on the Up Express? That's the other name for it.
Yeah, it's a great ride, Catherine. It's so smooth and so comfortable, and they even have free Wi-Fi on board.
Yeah, and it's great because if you get onto it, you don't even need to be at the airport to get on the Up Express. We'll show you later. There's a couple of other stops, but you can get on the train and it'll take you right down to Union Station. So it's a great way to see the city.
So we'll start with one of Canada's most famous landmarks, and of course, one of Toronto's most famous landmarks, which is the CN Tower. And it actually was the tallest tower in the world when it first opened up in 1976 up until 2007. It's 552 meters high, which is as tall as 90 giraffes standing on top of each other. So just imagine that, Airport Explorers, 90 giraffes on top of each other. And you can actually go up to the top of the tower and check out the amazing view. And there's even a restaurant at the top that slowly turns so you can see all of the cool Toronto downtown neighborhoods while you have a nice meal. And a little tip for the Airport Explorers, it's not just a tourist attraction, but the CN Tower was actually built to broadcast radio and television signals.
I have a question for you, Yes.
Go ahead, Catherine.
Did they really stack like 90 giraffes on top of each other to measure the height of the tower?
I think it's an approximation, Catherine, because I think it would be fairly hard to stack 90 giraffes on top of each other.
That would be really funny to see, though. I think that's amazing. Okay, well, thank you for that reference. That's good. 1976. I won't even tell you how old I was when that was built.
And another really cool feature about the CN Tower, if you're brave enough, you can stand on the clear glass floor inside of the tower and look down, and you can see Ripley's Aquarium, for instance. But don't worry, because that glass is super strong. It's strong enough to even hold an elephant. And if you're really, really brave, and of course you're over the age of 13, you can sign up for an edge walk. And it's a really cool walk on the outside of the tower where they put you in a safety harness, and you can really soak up that nice view and sometimes even peek into the stadium, Rogers Stadium.
Have you done that, Yes?
I have not. I really can't seem to convince my wife, who has a little bit of vertigo, to do that edge walk with me, but we might someday.
I know Kathy Ruba want to do it, but you'll never, that's too scary for me. I just couldn't do it. Where are we going now?
Well, our next stop is another really famous landmark in Toronto, and it's called Casa Loma. Casa Loma is a big mansion that was built over 100 years ago, and it looks a lot like a medieval castle, but no princess or princess ever lived there, and it was built by a banker in 1914. And you can take a tour of the inside or just walk around the big gardens outside and admire the view of Toronto. It's really a really cool looking place on the in and the outside. And a really cool hot tip for Airport Explorers is that every Halloween, Casa Loma hosts a super spooky haunted Halloween house, which is a really cool event.
Yeah, I like Casa Loma. I haven't been there for a long, long time. So I'm writing this down on my list of things that I want to do when I can get out and go visit that again. I remember going there. I remember they had a chair there. It was like really big, the biggest chair, but I think that's another place too.
There's another place with big chairs too. But another cool thing about Casa Loma is, Catherine, they have a secret tunnel, but I won't give away too much yet because I want our airport explorers to find out more about that first.
Oh my gosh, I love secret tunnels.
Now, if we want to look at some artifacts, because the sun doesn't always shine in Toronto, sadly, so sometimes it starts raining, and that's the perfect time to duck into one of Toronto's famous museums, and there's quite a lot of them to choose from. You could spend a whole day at the Royal Ontario Museum, which is home to dinosaur bones and ancient artifacts, and so much more. The Ontario Science Centre is your stop if you want to explore space, nature, the human body, and much more, and there's even a really cool IMAX theater on the inside.
Cool. So two things. I have a question for you. The first one, what kind of dinosaur do you think that is at the top?
I don't know about the smaller one on the left there, Catherine, but I think that top one looks a lot like a T-Rex to me.
Yeah, I think so too. And they have, because the T-Rexes have the little arms, right?
Yeah, the tiny little funny looking arms.
Yeah, and our explorers should maybe look online as well, because I remember last summer, like, you know, the zoo and the ROM and the Ontario Science Centre, they also had some virtual programs that they might want to explore in their spare time. So that's, yeah, some good tips there. Thank you.
That might be great for this week because I think we have a lot more rain in the forecast.
I know, but that's good because it makes the grass grow.
Sure. Well, explorers, if art is more to your style and your liking, Toronto's got you more than covered too. There's the Art Gallery of Ontario that has lots of art from across Canada and from all over the world. Plus, they do have activities and workshops for kids of all ages. And there's the Aga Khan Museum that features amazing Islamic art and artifacts. There's lots of programs there as well and activities for families, and they put on regular concerts and performances. So be sure to check out Airport Explorer resources for links to these amazing museums, online and virtual programming that you can check out from home.
That's good. Yeah, good advice for stuff on a rainy day. That's very good. And when we're staying at home.
Or Catherine, you could look out the window and just watch the grass grow, right?
Or the leaves open up. Yeah,
Sure.
That sounds like a lot of fun to do too.
But Catherine, let's imagine the sun is shining because that's a lot more fun.
Yep.
And let's go back outdoors. Let's see what else Toronto has to offer. So, Catherine, did you know that Toronto's nickname is actually the city within a park?
No.
That's quite a cool nickname, right?
It is.
Because there's a lot of grassy parks all around the city where you can take long walks or go for bike rides. And you can even rent one of those bikes from Toronto's many bike share locations and explore the city on two wheels. But make sure to put that helmet on and be safe wherever you go. Here on the right, you actually see a really cool picture of Bluffers Park in Scarborough. And Scarborough has really cool, very high cliffs that are a lot of fun to explore. But explorers, be sure to stay safe and stay behind safety ropes if there are some.
That's such a pretty photograph. I mean, it doesn't even look like that it's in this country. It almost looks like it's in the Caribbean or something. The water looks
some tropical,
so beautiful.
Place, right?
Oh, I can hardly wait till it gets warm enough and go swimming.
Oh, me too. And Toronto, of course, all of our explorers know this, is on Lake Ontario. So the city has over 25 beaches. And there are 3 amazing beaches on Toronto Island Park. There's also an amusement park and some cafes to grab some food, or you can rent a bike or a quadricycle. That's a bicycle with 4 wheels that can hold up to 2 people. And if you want to get to the island, you can take the big ferry boat, which is a lot of fun. And when you get off the ferry, just make sure to turn around and look back at the city because it's one of the best views of the CN Tower and Toronto's amazing skyline. There's really no better place to have a really beautiful picnic on an amazing summer day.
Okay, I'm writing this down. I'm going to go to Cinder Island this year too, maybe. And Case, can you promise me something?
Ooh, that depends, Catherine.
I've never been on a quadricycle. Will you do it with me? Can we go
Oh.
on together?
That sounds like good team building.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, if we want to look at some more animals instead of some nature, there's really cool ways to get up close and personal with those too. So we can swing by Ripley's Aquarium, which is under the CN Tower. And that aquarium has really cool fish and ocean life from all over the world. You can stand on a moving sidewalk and watch the sharks and the turtles and the fish swim right over top of your head. It's really cool, that tunnel. And of course, we can visit the Toronto Zoo, and that's home to lots of animals from lions, lemurs, kangaroos to camels and all other kinds of animals. And a really cool tip for explorers, that little giraffe on the right-hand side there was actually born in the spring of 2020 at the Toronto Zoo, and her name is Amani. And Amani, that means peace, which just seems like such a fitting name for such a beautiful animal.
She's so cute. She's really cute. I wonder if her parents were used to measure the sea. And oh no, that was just a reference you were saying. Yeah, they didn't.
Right?
Yeah, they didn't stack the 90 giraffes on top of each other. That was just a trick.
I think the zookeepers at the Toronto Zoo would not like us do that.
Yeah.
Now, if you're, of course, interested in history like we all are, and you want to travel back in time, you can do so in Toronto too. So we can go to Black Creek Pioneer Village, which is a recreation of what Toronto was like in the 1860s. And you can explore the buildings, learn about what life was like in Toronto in the past, and talk to actors and costumes who really help bring all that history to life. And you can even meet some cute farm animals, from sheep to those really cool Clydesdale horses.
So did I ever tell you that when I was younger, my class in grade 2, we went to Pioneer Village and we got to dress up like pioneers, and we went to school there for the whole day pretending that we were pioneers, and it was a lot of fun. Did I tell you that?
Did you just end up churning butter for 3 hours, Catherine?
No. But I did make bread, I think, I remember, but it was a lot of fun. I just loved it. It was and we were all in this one schoolroom. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to write that down for another thing to do. Perfect.
I always enjoy seeing like the blacksmith.
Oh,
out of metal. Yes. It's just really fascinating to me.
Yes, I remember that too. And you know what? At Christmas time too, they decorate it quite nicely. So maybe next year we'll be able to get to Pioneer Village and look at the nicely decorated. Oh, these great ideas. Case. This is like great.
Now, if sports are really more your thing, and we've been running all over Toronto, so it's finally time to grab a seat, eat some popcorn, and watch a good game, then it really doesn't matter what your favorite sport is, because in Toronto, there's so many options that we could catch a fly ball at a Blue Jays baseball game. We could cheer for the Maple Leafs or the Marlies hockey teams. We could do like Ruba and I really love to do, and get excited with other fans at the Toronto Football Club for a soccer game, or a football game like I would call it, and check out the Toronto Argonauts for an American football game, or sit courtside to watch the 2019 NBA champions, the Toronto Raptors. And if you're a hockey fan, you should definitely visit the Hockey Hall of Fame, where you can see the Stanley Cup, take some practice shots into the net, and even try and be a TSN sportscaster. So many fun stuff if you're into sports.
Yeah, and you can get to the Hockey Hall of Fame. It's right across from, if I remember, it's from right across from Union Station, right? So if you take the Up Express, you can get there. What's your favorite sport, Case?
I'm definitely a football or a soccer fan, Catherine.
Cool. So you watch the TFC?
Yeah, TFC would be my preference.
Do you sing at the games?
Of course we do, but we won't hurt our explorers here, so we won't attempt.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But all of this has made me quite hungry, Catherine. So after all of that touring, I bet you're starving. So it's time to rest and refuel. And luckily, Toronto is home to some great food in every corner of the city. So for some of the best food from all over the world, be sure to check out the historic St. Lawrence Market, or Chinatown, Kensington Market, Koreatown, or lots of other cool neighborhoods in and around Toronto. And a hot tip for explorers is at the St. Lawrence Market, you can get a female bacon sandwich, which is the signature sandwich of Toronto. And doesn't that just look delicious, Catherine?
I'm getting really, really hungry. And you know what, Case? We should remember that when we get our quadricycle. Do you think we could take it from the island and get to the St. Lawrence Market?
We could, and then we can get 2 because we worked off some calories, right?
Perfect. Boy, we're gonna have fun.
Now, if we have a little bit more time, we can go a little bit further away from Toronto, Catherine. And if so, definitely make sure to visit Niagara Falls. It's one of Canada's most famous attractions. And Niagara Falls is actually 3 waterfalls. The largest and, in my opinion, the prettiest of all of them is a Horseshoe Falls. You can take a boat, get really up close to the falls, or even walk behind them, which is really cool. And in the town of Niagara Falls, there's lots of other things to do with your family, including a cool Ferris wheel, an amazing go-kart track, a wax museum, and an IMAX theater, and even a bird sanctuary. So lots of stuff to do.
Do you think that haunted house is still there?
Ooh, I don't actually know if it's still there. That might be a good one to look up too.
Yeah, I'm writing this down too because I've never walked like you. I've never walked behind the falls, and I think the name of the boat is called. Do you remember?
Ooh, is it
Mist?
Maiden of the Mist?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm writing that one down too.
Now, Toronto isn't just fun in the summer, Catherine. It's also a lot of fun in the winter. We already talked about tobogganing at our really, really cool park. What was the name of that park again, Catherine?
Oh, sorry. What was the? Sorry, I was looking at something else.
The really cool hill we can toboggan down.
Oh,
What was the name of that park again?
Danville Park in Mississauga.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, there's other things too in the winter. So Toronto is the town, outside of Toronto is the town of Collingwood, which is also home to Blue Mountain Resort. And in the winter, you can come there with your family, stay in a hotel or a chalet, and whiz down the hill on skis or a snowboard, which is a lot of fun. But then if we hop back to the summer, Collingwood is also close to Wasaga Beach, and it's the longest freshwater beach in the world. It's got nice soft sand and nice warm water, and that makes Wasaga Beach a great place to visit in the summer.
Yeah, no, I like that. And thanks for keeping me on my toes, Case. The other thing about Blue Mountain Resort is, if I remember, maybe it's not the same still, but they used to have zip lining there in the summertime.
That makes sense, Catherine, because you of course need a hill or a mountain to ski or snowboard down. So that would make sense to have a zip line there too.
Cool. And I'm sure there's kind of some families like golfing too. I'm sure there's golf courses around there too.
Oh, there must be.
A lot of the good things to do outside.
Now, if you're in for some more thrills and a lot more excitement, on your way back towards the airport, we can of course stop at Canada's Wonderland. It's actually Canada's biggest amusement park, and it's got 17 roller coasters, Catherine. 17. That's more than Disney World has. So Canada Wonderland has the world's tallest, fastest, and longest dive roller coaster, and it's called the Yukon Striker. You might have to wait up to 2 hours to ride it, but I do promise you, explorers, it is definitely worth it.
Have you been on it?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Kat.
Oh gosh, no, I think the merry-go-rounds and the quadricycle are about my speed. I'm shaking already thinking about going on a roller coaster or that edge walk at the CN Tower.
You might have to wait a little bit after our female Sammys before doing that, Catherine, but it'll be fun.
We're gonna take our bike everywhere.
Now, if we have a little bit more time to explore, there's one really cool and maybe a lesser known place around Toronto too, which is the Donkey Sanctuary of Canada. And it's a sanctuary for donkeys and mules that you can visit, and you can visit the farm to learn more about these sweet and gentle animals, and you can even help them give a nice brush on their coats. And don't they just look adorable, Catherine?
Absolutely. What do you think this guy's name is?
That's a hard question. Do you have a suggestion, Catherine?
I don't know. No, my name would be really kind of lame, like Cutie Pie or something, but he is a cutie pie, or she's a cutie pie.
Now, there's some other cool stuff too, Catherine. You might think that the Big Apple is another name for New York City, but you're going to be mistaken there, because you can actually go to the top of the biggest apple structure in the world in Colborne, Ontario, which is really cool. You can actually see it from the road. Or take a picture on the world's biggest Muskoka chair in Gravenhurst, Ontario. It's quite a challenge to get up there, but it does make for a really cool picture.
Yeah, how do you get up there? Are there stairs or anything?
I think on the back there is a little structure, but it might just be good if you have siblings or cooperative parents to just give you a boost up there.
No, I want to get our picture taken there, Case. You and me in that chair.
With our female Sammys, right, Catherine?
Right. And our bike parked underneath. Wow.
And wasn't that an action-packed trip, Catherine?
Yeah.
So I hope everyone enjoyed exploring all the fun things that there are to do and to see after arriving at Toronto Pearson Airport. But there's so much more out there for you to find and discover, and that's why many Ontario license plates say yours to discover.
That was a kind of a whirlwind tour, and I really enjoyed that. And I've got some really, really great ideas about what we can do. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Case. Now we were going to play this video, but unfortunately my system is not working, so we won't be able to hear anything. So I'm thinking, Ruba and Kathy, should we just jump to play some trivia?
Sure, we can do that.
You guys ready?
Of course.
Okie dokie. So let's whoops-a-daisy. Let's jump to see and play some trivia. Sorry about that, explorers. The rainy day is not helping me with my audio today. So, Kathy, so what are we doing with the trivia? Can you explain how we're going to play this?
Sure, no problem.
Thanks.
So, Airport Explorers, I will ask you 10 questions. Ruba and I will be asking Ruba 10 questions, and she's usually gets 100% because she's competing with Hies. But what we're going to do is try to remember the presentation that Hies and Catherine gave you, and remember the clues, because to see if you can get all the answers correct. We're going to ask you, like I said, 10 questions, and please answer these questions in your head at home, or challenge your brothers or sisters or friends or parents who are with you to see who can get the most questions correct. And this trivia is just for fun, so you don't have to email us and send us your answers right now. Just, yell it out at home, whoever is beside you, to see who can get it right. So, Airport Explorers, are you ready? Aruba, are you ready?
I'm 100% ready. This is one that I'm super confident about.
Okay, let's see. Wow, she sounds really confident.
Yeah,
I think our Airport Explorers are pretty confident too. Okay, let's see our first question. Okay, Airport Explorers and Ruba, question number 1. How long is the ride from the airport to downtown Toronto on the Union Pearson train, otherwise known as the Up Express? Is it 15 minutes? Does it take 20 minutes to get downtown, 25 or 30 minutes? What do you think it is, Ruba?
Well, my confidence just took a hit right now. I have to say, like, right from the get-go, but I'm pretty, I'm going to say I have been on the Up Express a few times, and I'm pretty sure, not 100%, but pretty sure that it's 25 minutes.
Okay, let's see, Airport Explorers, if Ruba got this right. Let's see if you guys got this right. Let's see the answer. 25 minutes.
There
One
it is.
checkbox for you. Perfect. And by the way, the Union Pearson train is a great way to get from the airport to downtown Toronto. It has 2 stops, Weston and Bloor Street. So yeah, or Bloor. The stations are called Weston and Bloor. Okay. Question number 2, Airport Explorers and Ruba. Let's see question number 2. What's Toronto's most famous landmark? And then we have some visuals here. Is it the CN Tower? Is it Toronto Zoo? Is it the Ripley's Aquarium of Canada? Or is it the Hockey Hall of Fame? So this is the most famous landmark. These are all famous, but the most.
They're all famous.
Trick question.
It is, and for sure, I've been to most of them. I actually even heard that the Hockey Hall of Fame was used to be a former Bank of Montreal thing.
Yeah,
Who
and
knew?
I heard the guy lived upstairs with his family.
Oh,
One of the
wow.
owners. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the question. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, you know what? We see it on every postcard. We see it in every picture of Toronto. And we've heard a lot about giraffes being there or stacked. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it's the CN Tower.
Okay, let's see, Airport Explorers, if Ruba got this one correct. The answer is the CN Tower. 2 for 2, Ruba.
2 for 2.
You're amazing. So by the way, Airport Explorers, the CN Tower, and I think Catherine mentioned this, and Ace is 552 meters high, and it was built to broadcast radio and television.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, question number 3. I'm getting all excited. What famous landmark hosts a super spooky haunted house? Is it the Toronto Zoo, Casa Loma? Is it Toronto Pearson Airport? Ooh, trick question. Or is it the Royal Ontario Museum? What do you think it is, Ruba? I love spooky haunted houses.
Me too. Me too. Although really, I have to think about this. The picture is a great clue, and it does look very spooky. And I should know this because I actually live quite close to the place. So I'm going to say number 2, Casa Loma.
Let's see if she got that right. Casa Loma, you're right. It is Casa Loma, 3 for 3. And by the way, Casa Loma took 3 years to build. It has 3 floors, 30 bathrooms, and 98 rooms. The movie X-Men has some shots from inside Casa Loma, and they used it in the movie The Classroom for the gifted children scenes. I love spooky haunted houses. I think we should go there once. I'm going to put this on my list like Catherine. She writes things down. I'm going to write this down on my list for sure.
100%. Also,
Okay.
I also love X-Men. So that's one more.
Oh, then we're definitely visiting that when COVID is over and we can go and get out there.
Yeah. Right after we're done with that CN Tower walk.
Oh, yeah, that's on my list too. I wrote that down for sure. Question number 4. Airport Explorers, question number 4. Where would you go to find dinosaur bones and ancient artifacts? Let's see our options. Is it the Royal Ontario Museum, the Ontario Science Centre, IMAX Theatre, or the Eaton Centre? Ooh, the Eaton Centre.
I don't think it's at the Eaton Centre.
No, I think that's more for shopping. So that's process of elimination. We'll give this one. Definitely not number 4, Airport Explorers. And Ruba, don't pick 4. Don't pick.
No, not picking number 4. Number 3, I know you can see dinosaurs at movies there, but I don't think they keep dinosaurs there. I'm torn between number 1, number 2, but I think I've seen this guy with the little hands at the ROM.
Okay. So your answer is what? 1, 2, or 3?
1. Royal Ontario Museum.
Airport Explorers, Ruba picked number 1. Let's see if she's correct. It is. You're so smart. Almost as smart as he is, but we still have a few more questions, so we'll see.
I'll be
the museum. Yeah.
The
museum is the largest in Canada, and it has more than 6 million things on display and over 40 galleries. Oh my God, lots of things to look at. 6 million things to look at. Okay, question number 5. We're almost halfway there. Let's see question 5. Where do you go to find Islamic art and artifacts in Toronto? Ooh, that looks like a pretty cool looking place. Is it the Art Gallery of Ontario, the Ontario Science Centre, Niagara Falls, Aga Khan Museum? What do you think it is, Ruba? If you get this, you'll have 5 for 5. So be careful what you pick.
Well, it's all, you know what? It's all healthy competition with Yates. But this one is pretty easy for me because I have also been to this space. And, you know, speaking of Islamic art, I want to say, wish everyone who's celebrating Happy Ramadan.
Oh, thank you. I forgot. That's a great reminder.
Well, you know, it comes with the territory. So this building, and I know it's actually written there on the picture a little bit, it's the Aga Khan Museum.
Let's see if Ruba got that right. She picked number 4, Aga Khan Museum. 5 for 5 stars for Ruba so far. So the museum has more than 1,000 rare objects and offers a unique perspective on Islamic civilizations. It's a really cool center of education and learning that includes a 350-seat theater and 2 classrooms. So it's a really big museum. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 6. Ooh, I remember this from the presentation. I know Catherine loved the beautiful photo. It doesn't even look like it's in Canada, but it is. It's actually in Toronto. So what is Toronto's nickname? Is it the city within a park? The city of cultural variety? Scarborough Bluffers? The city of maple leaves? Ooh, that would be a good one, but
That's
this is a trick
pretty good.
question. Yeah, it is pretty good.
It is. You know what? You know why it's a trick question? Because I think that picture in the middle is of the Scarborough Bluffs. So it's, could be tricky.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, Toronto could be either one of 1, 2, or 4 because we have tons of cultural variety in the city. Of course, it's the city of the maple leaves. But I would say the nickname is number 1, the city within a park. Lock that in.
Okay, let's see what Ruba picked if she's correct. The city within a park. Yes, you were paying attention to the presentation for sure. And another cool nickname for Toronto is the Six. The Six refers to the original cities of Toronto, North York, Scarborough, York, Etobicoke, and the former borough of East York. That's why it's the Six. That's just another cool nickname to remember. Wow, you're smart. Question. 6 out of 6. 6 stars for Ruba so far. Airport Explorers, I hope you're doing well too, or probably just as great as Ruba. Question number 7.
4 more.
Okay. The zoo welcomed a new baby giraffe in spring of 2020. What is her name? Is it Cynthia, Hillary, Robin, or Amani? And I picked some of these names because they're like my favorite people. I work with some of them. So what do you think it is?
Well, I don't know a Cynthia that is as tall as this giraffe.
Well, Cynthia is a pretty tall,
we'll see. So this one, because you know what they did, Kathy? They actually had a vote on what we should call the new giraffe at the Toronto Zoo before she was born. And
I had no idea.
I know because I participated in that. And I did actually vote for the name that eventually won. And I was super excited about it it was super exciting. So this beauty is called Amani.
She is beautiful. Or he. Yeah. I don't know.
It's a she. Yeah.
It's a she. Okay.
Yes.
Amani. So Airport Explorers, if you pick number 4 like Ruba, it is Amani. And the word Amani means peace. So beautiful. And the Toronto Zoo is the largest zoo in Canada and is currently home to over 16,000 animals. And it has over 491 different species. So if you visit the zoo, lots of animals to see for sure. Oh, she's so beautiful.
She is.
Okay. Yeah. Question number 8. Oh, I know you're a sports fan, so you better get this one right. Okay. Where can you go to see the Stanley Cup and take practice shots at the net? Let's see our options. I don't think you would take shots at the Ripley's Aquarium, but so is it the Ripley's Aquarium, Black Creek Pioneer Village, Hockey Hall of Fame, Toronto Island Park? Please don't pick Black Creek Pioneer Village. I think that's where they make bread and stuff and butter. Just letting our explorers know, do not pick number 2.
They also knit there. But anyway, I thank you for helping me. You're a good friend, Kathy. It's because you already eliminated number 1 and 2. But this one is pretty easy, seeing how this Stanley Cup is in the middle. And I would have to go with the Hockey Hall of Fame.
I think you're right.
Gonna get 8 out of 8. Yes, I did.
8 out of 8. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. And Toronto, for those who are a big sports fan, I'm not, but I know Ruba and Hies, and I'm not sure about Catherine, but I know my friend Michelle and Tanya love sports. So here are the list of some very popular Toronto sports teams. We have the Toronto Blue Jays, which is baseball. For those who don't know, I put that in brackets. Toronto Argonauts, which is football, like that oval shaped ball, and Toronto Raptors is the famous basketball team that we have, and Toronto Football Club, TFC if I'm correct, is Soccer North America, otherwise known as football in Europe.
Football. Yes.
Cool.
Okay. Go TFC. Yep. Okay. All right, 2 more.
2 more. Ooh. Name Canada's most famous attraction. And before you do that, just so you know this photo, everybody, that's me there waving at the front. And this is before COVID. So this is my entire family in a barrel. And we went to Niagara Falls. I just gave away the answer. We went to this special place. So name Canada's most famous attraction. Is it Niagara Falls? Is it Blue Mountain Resort? Is it the CN Tower? Or is it Wasaga Beach?
You know, I'm going to have to think about it. Pressure. I would say, it is the Niagara Falls. I do have a group picture with my family, but we did not take a picture in a barrel. I have to say, we just took it with the backdrop of the falls. And now I really want, to go back to the falls and, get inside a barrel.
Of course, just Airport Explorers. We really weren't going down the falls. It was like a photo, and they superimposed it back. But yeah, Photoshop me. Thank you. And we were supposed to all look scared. Look at my dad. He looks really scared. Well, here's some interesting facts for those who don't know. The falls can be shut off by man, so you can actually shut the falls off. The falls will vanish one day. The falls are worth a fortune in saved electricity, because we all know water produces a lot of electricity, and Niagara is the oldest tourist attraction in North America, and I love going there. It's one of my places I visit often, for sure.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous in summer, in winter, all seasons, and at night. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yep.
Okay, final question, Airport Explorers and Ruba. If you get this right, I'm gonna give you a ding ding, okay?
Sure.
So what is the name of Canada's biggest amusement park, which as a team, when this is all over, we are going. I know Catherine, we're gonna make her go on this loop-de-loop roller coaster. So what is the name of Canada's biggest amusement park? Is it High Park, Canada's Wonderland, Centerville Amusement Park, or Toronto Pearson?
Well, as fun as Toronto Pearson is, I don't think it is Canada's biggest amusement park.
It's not, even though it's fun, it's not.
It's fun, but it's not the biggest. Yeah, it's not an amusement park. And this is not High Park. So this is definitely Canada's Wonderland.
Okay, let's see the answer. Airport Explorers, if you pick number 2 like Ruba, it's Canada's Wonderland. Ruba, ding, ding. I'm clapping for you.
All 10.
You got 10. You got perfect.
Yeah.
There are 17 roller coasters at Canada's Wonderland, making it one of the top 3 coaster destinations in the world.
Do you think we could get a female bacon Sammy there? Because I'm super jealous of Catherine Hayes.
I think we can get one of those waffles with ice cream and strawberries on it.
Oh,
I know Hayes and Catherine are going to bike over to Canada's Wonderland and meet us there while they're eating their female bacon.
And then we get funnel cake.
Funnel
cake.
Oh, but by the time you guys get on your bikes, we would have been done with all the eating, and we would have played all the,
I don't think you want to eat before you go onto that roller coaster, though. Looks pretty scary.
True, though.
Wow, that was a lot of fun, Kathy and Ruba, and congratulations, Ruba, on getting 100%.
You.
Yeah, you studied, you paid attention. This is great. Now, I've got a challenge for you.
Oh,
we had our explorers, remember I was saying at the very beginning, we had some interesting questions that were sent to us. So I'm going to get Hayes. I think Hayes is going to answer the questions, and let's see if you can answer them this week, Ruba.
Sure. I mean, I'm up for it. I think my airport knowledge is pretty solid. Let's see.
Catherine, Ruba is super smart now, so she'll do perfectly fine. So Ruba, let's fly right into it. And here are some of the questions that our wonderful Pearson Airport Explorers have mailed into us. The first question, Ruba, how does the pilot know when it's time to take off?
Well, that's a great question, and thank you to the explorer who sent it in. Well, you know what? First, the pilot does a walk around the aircraft and completes the checklist. Then the plane gets refueled, cargo and any luggage gets loaded into the belly of the aircraft, and passengers come on board. Now, after the pilot checks everything and everyone is boarded, they communicate to the ground control tower that they are ready for departure. The marshaller helps the aircraft push back from the gate, and the ground controller will tell the pilot what route to take to the runway. And finally, when the air traffic controller tells the pilot it's their turn to take off, it's just simply time to go. So for this whole process, communication is key, and there are many steps involved before takeoff.
That's so interesting, Ruba. So really communication is key, and it's quite a big job those pilots have, isn't it?
100%. I think, and for everybody actually who does that, the work, the ground controller, the marshaller, they're all, it has to be very precise.
It has to be just a great group of people to make that all work, for sure. The second question, Ruba, do airplanes have a home?
Well, that's a fantastic question. And I've wondered about that for a long time until I worked at the airport. Well, airport explorers, airplanes do have special homes. They're called hangars. And, no, I don't mean the hangars you hang your clothes on because, first of all, that's even spelled differently. And I don't think, they can hold that kind of weight. But the hangars of an airport are the holding areas for the airplanes. And you can see a picture of a hangar right here to the bottom. Yep, on the screen. So there's a picture there. The hangars are the holding areas of the airplanes, and when airplanes are not flying, the hangars store the airplanes. So think of it like your bedroom with your, with a plane, like you sleeping in your bed.
Okay, so Ruba, what I'm remembering is that airplanes don't hang in their hangar by a hangar, right?
Let me think about that. Airplanes don't hang. Yep, I would say you are correct. They do not hang by a hanger in the hangars.
Okay, so Ruba, the third question, what is a terminal?
Well, a terminal is the building that houses the traveling passengers, their luggage, and the airport employees. So inside the terminal or the building, passengers wait with their luggage for the airplane to be safely prepared so they can start their journey into the sky. And airport employees there offer any assistance, any directions to support the passengers. So when you're traveling, when you get off the car or the Up Express or whatever mode of transportation you're going to get to the airport, and you go into that building is the terminal. And to the left side of the screen, you can see a picture of our terminals there too.
Ruba, do you know what else they have in the terminal?
What do they have? Tell me.
Delicious food. I sorry, explorers, I just can't stop thinking about food now. We've been talking about food way too much on this camp. So we'll just move on. Ruba, the fourth question, what is turbulence?
Ooh, that is a very good question. That's a very good question. Well, when a plane goes through turbulence, the plane ride feels a little bumpy, So hot and cold airflow bumping into each other create currents like waves on lakes and oceans. And, the next time you fly and the plane gets a little bumpy, don't worry, airport explorers. It's normal. Just stay in your seat with your seatbelt on and it will be over shortly. And if you could see that picture in the middle with red and blue arrows there, that is basically cold and hot air currents going around the plane. And this might cause turbulence.
Very interesting. And I think, Ruba, that our explorers can go back to our website and learn more about things like turbulence and what it really takes for a plane to stay up in the air. Ruba, we have one more question for you today.
All right, let's see it.
What is a control tower?
Ooh, well, control tower is actually one of the most important buildings at an airport. In this building that you can see to the top right-hand corner of the screen, airport workers, they keep the airplanes traveling safely by, what we spoke about earlier, communication. So they keep the airplanes traveling safely by communicating special instructions to the pilots of the airplanes, guiding them for safe travel. Now, how cool would it be to talk to a pilot and control the direction of an airplane? That must be a fantastic job. However, I have to say, many small and remote airports, they don't have control towers. In those airports, pilots follow the instructions they're given ahead of time. But we have a pretty awesome tower at Toronto Pearson.
Oh my gosh, Ruba, you're on fire today.
Well,
You're
you know,
like-
it was that healthy competition with Hies.
I'm gonna say you're an information encyclopedia. A++. So explorers, thanks for those great questions, and thanks to Case and Ruba for answering them. And I've learned something new every day. So if you have questions about today's camp, make sure you send them to us and we'll answer them at our next camp next month on May 27th. But before, I wanted to share something. Look at this, friends. Can you see? Look at all the great work that our airport explorers sent in last week. I just want to say thank you to all the people here, Yuchen, Shi, Chloe, Nicholas, Laura, Donald, Emma, Olivia, Alina, Julie, and Tiffany. Look at the great kites they created last week. What do you think? We've got some pretty talented explorers here.
I think we have amazing
Oh my
explorers.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Love
Amazing.
them.
All. And they're on our website, right, Kathy?
Yes, they are. They're all on our website. So because we want everybody to see everybody's work. They work so hard, so we want to display it for sure.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, explorers. So now my favorite time is activity time. So Kathy, what are we doing today?
Sure. We're going to build a itinerary. I know you've said that word before. It
Yeah.
just means a list. We're going to develop a list of steps and that we can determine when a friend is visiting what we're going to plan for them. So this activity is called the best visit ever, and you can find it on our website under the section that's flashing here. Imagine that. So in today's presentation, we learned about some of the amazing places in and around Toronto. I know, Hyason, you visited many places. So explorers, can you think about some cool places in and around your city or town? How about some places that are not well known but are special to you? For this activity, imagine a friend who lives in another place is coming to visit you for 3 days. So you have a friend who's coming to Toronto, Ontario to visit you. We're going to plan a list. It's called an itinerary to show them some of your favorite places. Plan the time you'll spend together. So we're going to be planning the time you're going to be spending with your friend together. Let's make it the best visit ever.
Oh, so if I had a friend coming to town, I would maybe take them to High Park. So that might be on my list of things to do.
For sure. Okay. So think about where will you go? We have a template. So if you can, on the right, you'll see a template and you can go on the website and download that, or you can create your own template. So the template to the right is an itinerary for 3 days that will be special to you and your friends. So think about that. For each day, you need to plan 3 activities. As well, let's plan what we're going to eat. I know Hyace is hungry, so his itinerary, we have lots of places to stop and eat. Think about breakfast, lunch, dinner, and of course, my favorite, dessert. Okay, so that's just a sample of a template, but you can always create your own. So Catherine, where would you go just quickly one day? I know you had a big list.
Well, I was thinking maybe I would stick to the parks. I would go down maybe to Lake Ontario, and I would pack a picnic, but I don't want to give, I want to see what the explorers are going to come up with.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, think about amazing days, or think about, also keep in mind about the season. So if they're coming to visit you in the winter, are you going to go tobogganing Danville Park or go up to Blue Mountain skiing? Don't forget, if it's summer, you know, Canada's got all sorts of seasons. So keep that in mind. And of course, don't forget to include some relaxing activities so your friend doesn't get too tired. And think about your favorite foods, because, you know, sometimes your friend might have allergies, or there's a favorite food that they've never tasted and then you want them to try it. So think about special foods. I mean, I would take my friend to a taco food truck because I love Mexican food. Like, look at that taco food truck, or a hot dog food truck. I love food trucks. They have great, delicious food. So think outside of the box. It doesn't always need to be a restaurant. You can go to a food truck or have a picnic even.
Yep, for sure.
Sure. So that's just the way to plan an itinerary. So plan for a couple days with your friend. Think about the seasons, think about allergies, think about food, and think about relaxing time, like maybe a stroll in Hyde Park?
That's a really, really good thing to sort of plan and get yourself kind of organized. And another thing is I was thinking maybe I'd take my friend camping and we would eat s'mores and we'd have a campfire and we'd maybe go fishing. What do you think? Does that sound like a fun activity?
That sounds great. I love camping and I love spicy foods too. So I would bring some spicy foods for camping. I don't know if that could happen, but sure.
Maybe you could make tacos at your campfire.
Could.
That's good. Okay, great. So explorers, that's our camp for today. And thank you for joining us as we explored all the fantastic places that we can visit around Toronto Pearson Airport. So I'm putting up our email address and website again. Remember to send us your itineraries for a chance to win some prizes. We look forward to seeing what you have planned. And we also look forward to sharing your work on our website under the Explorers at Work section. So in the meantime, explorers, have fun planning your itineraries and schedule for you and your friend. We'll see everyone at our next camp, which is on Thursday, May 27th at 3:30. And if you haven't signed up yet, you can do so at the website. So, and at our next camp, we're going to look at airports around the world. That sounds exciting. What do you think, Kathy?
I can't wait to virtually travel and visit all these airports around the world. But I know Pearson's the best, but I'm curious to see what other airports are around.
Yeah, me too, Kathy. So thanks again for joining us Airport Explorers. This is Catherine signing off. Over and out.
This is Kathy, Airport Explorers. Let's start planning a visit. Over and out.
Roger that, Kathy. This is Case. Over and out.
And see you next month, explorers. This is Ruba. Over and out.
Superstar Ruba.